They say the first day at a new school can be like standing on the edge of a cliff, exhilarating and terrifying all at once. I should know. I'm Alex Parker, a 17-year-old girl who's just transferred to Crestwood High, a place that looks pristine on the outside but is riddled with unseen dangers on the inside. As I stepped through the wrought-iron gates, I could feel the weight of my past pressing down on my shoulders, an invisible burden that I had sworn to keep hidden. The hallways buzzed with the chaotic energy of students. Laughter echoed, lockers slammed, and sneakers squeaked on polished tiles. I clutched my backpack tightly, my heart pounding like a war drum in my chest. Dressed in a simple black hoodie and faded jeans, I blended in, a deliberate choice. I was determined not to let anyone see the real me, the girl who lived in a mansion, whose parents owned half the businesses in town, and whose life had always been a parade of luxury. I scanned the crowd, my palms sweaty, searching for a friendly face. But all I found were sneers and whispers, my presence a curious spectacle. "Look at the new girl," one girl hissed to her friends, who erupted in a fit of giggles. My cheeks flushed with heat, embarrassment swirling in my stomach like a tornado. "Just keep your head down," I muttered to myself, trying to focus on finding my first class. My English teacher, Mrs. Cartwright, was kind but oblivious to the tension in the room as I took my seat. The chatter faded slightly, but the eyes were still on me, sharks waiting for their next meal. I could feel their judgment prickling at my skin, 1,000 tiny needles urging me to reveal my wealth. But I refused. My family's fortune was a curse, not a blessing. Then, he walked in. Jake Thompson, tall, dark-haired, and effortlessly charming. He had an easy smile and an aura of confidence that seemed to draw people to him. When he caught my eye, I felt an inexplicable spark. But the moment faded as he sat down at the back of the class, laughing with his friends while I remained an outsider, invisible and lonely. The days passed slowly, each one feeling like an eternity. I was an island, surrounded by a sea of hostility. Each lunch felt like a battlefield, my heart racing as I searched for a place to sit, knowing all too well that I wouldn't be welcomed. But on that fateful Thursday, things changed. I had accidentally dropped my tray, food splattering across the floor. Laughter erupted, cruel and mocking, and I felt my cheeks burn with humiliation. Just as I turned to flee, a warm hand reached out to stop me. "Hey, it's just food," Jake said, crouching down to help me clean up. "Don't let them get to you." His voice was smooth, like honey dripping from a spoon, and it melted some of the ice that had encased my heart. In that moment, something shifted. We talked, and for the first time, I didn't feel invisible. Jake saw me, not the wealth I hid behind, but me, Alex, the girl who loved to write and dream. But as the weeks unfolded, I discovered that letting someone in wasn't without its challenges. Our friendship blossomed, but it wasn't long before the other kids took notice. They began to spread rumors about me, calling me a snob, claiming I was using Jake to elevate my status. The whispers grew louder, each one a sharp blade digging deeper into my psyche. I felt the walls closing in. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting long shadows across the field, I confronted Jake. "You can't be friends with me. It's ruining your reputation." My voice trembled, panic clawing at my throat. "Why do you care what they think?" he shot back, frustration etched on his handsome face. "Because it matters to you," I shouted, tears pricking at the corners of my eyes. "You don't understand what it's like to be treated like a pariah." In that moment, I saw the flicker of hurt in his eyes. It was as if I'd pushed him away, and I hated myself for it. Days passed in silence. I missed him, his laughter, his warmth, but I was too proud to reach out. Crestwood High became a lonely prison, and I found solace in my writing. But with every word, I felt the emptiness grow. It wasn't until a chance encounter in the library, where I sat lost in a sea of books, that everything changed. Jake appeared, his expression serious. "I came to see you," he said quietly, taking a seat across from me. "I don't care what they think. I care about you." My heart raced, his words pulling me in like a magnet. We talked, really talked, and in that moment, I realized the depth of my feelings for him. It wasn't just friendship, it was something deeper, something that scared me. But just when I thought I had it all figured out, The other students escalated their campaign against me. I walked into school one morning to find my locker covered in graffiti, words like gold digger and fake scrawled in ugly red paint. My heart shattered, and I could feel the weight of their hatred pressing down on me. Jake was by my side, his anger palpable. "We need to confront them," he said, his jaw clenched tight. But I hesitated. I had always run from conflict, afraid to expose my vulnerabilities. "No, please," I begged. "I can't handle this." "You're stronger than you think," he replied softly, and for the first time, I believed him. The confrontation was tense, but with Jake beside me, I found my voice. I stood in front of the crowd, fear and adrenaline coursing through me. "You don't know me," I shouted, my voice breaking. "You see a label, a stereotype, but I'm just trying to live my life." As the murmurs faded, I saw a flicker of realization in their eyes. Maybe I wasn't just the rich girl after all. Maybe I was Alex, a person worthy of respect, friendship, and love. In that moment, I knew I was ready to embrace who I was, to stop hiding behind my wealth and step into the light. Months passed, and the shadows of Crestwood High began to lift. I had forged my identity, and with Jake by my side, I learned that love wasn't about status or wealth but about connection, understanding, and strength. We faced ups and downs, but together, we weathered the storms. And as I stood at the edge of the cliff once more, this time I felt ready to leap, knowing that I had found my wings not in my wealth, but in the love and friendship I had discovered along the way.